Alrighty, hello everybody. Today we're going to be making a taco salad. So first things first is, be sure to, the night before, that you take your meat out of the refrigerator if it was in the freezer. Take your meat out of the freezer if it was in your freezer. Now you can also get one just straight from the store, and that'll work too. But if you have one in the freezer, take it out the night before so it can defrost. And that's what I did here. And here I have 20%. Hold on. What do I have? I have 80/20. So I have 80% lean, 20% fat is what I believe that means. Yes, I believe so. But we also got to cut up an onion. So I have an onion here that has yet to be peeled. And honestly, not the best knife, but I've linked down below much better knives. Even I have them coming in the mail very soon. But we're just going to cut this one because we're going to use what we have. So you're going to need one whole onion for 1 packet of ground beef. And I got a trash bag here that I'm going to take out later. And I'm using a bag because I want to take out the package of that the meat was in right away. So that's why I'm using a bag instead of a trash can. We're cutting as much. Ooh, it's really dirty. Okay, we're taking off the bad peels of the onion, the bad skin. Might have to cut a bit more. Yeah, I have to take off one more layer. Might have to check my refrigerator because I just took this out of my refrigerator and it has some dirt on it. So I think I have to clean a drawer in my refrigerator after seeing how this onion is. Unless if it was just the onion. If it was just the onion, that's fine. But I have some lemons there, so I might have to check on those lemons before I take out the trash to make sure they didn't go bad. Oops. Okay. So there's still part of the stem still there, but we're just going to, when we get to it, we're just going to cut around it and that be that. Okay. Now we're going to cut the onion. I have to think of how I want the onion to be. So we're going to cut it in half, right? Because then it would be like that. And then, yes, that's how I want to do it. We're going to cut it in half. Like I said, not the best knife. You want a bigger knife. As you can see, I'm battling cutting it, but it's fine. Also my last onion, so I have to go to the store and grab more, which is funny because I literally just went to the store. Okay, we're going to cut this top bit off. I'm going to cut it a little bit more. I'm going to peel off this other layer too because it's a bit, well, it looks disgusting and we don't want to eat disgusting things, so we're taking it off. Let me see. Doesn't want to peel off, but there we go. Okay. We'll probably take off one more of this layer too. All right. There we go. You're going to cut it in half. And now we're just going to make lines. And now, well, that one already went out. We're going to grab a plate real quick that we'll put our onions on once they're all finely chopped. And you just chop it to however you want to eat your onions. And that will just go through. And I just go like this, so then those are out of my way. I make sure they're the size I like. Put those on your tray. This could be friendly. And the onion particles have reached my eyes that make your eyes watery, but that's okay. We'll continue. And if your onion falls apart, it's fine. It's an onion. It's gonna fall apart. So there's no point of crying over it, even though the onion particles are wanting you to cry because of the chemicals coming off of it. But that's okay. We're going to cut off this bit of the stem here to get it out of our way. I'm just going to cut these. As onions are flying towards me. Wonderful. And if some get on your counter and your counter is clean, you could just add them to your plate. Okay, and now we're just going to repeat that to the other onions we have left. To the other pieces of that one onion. And remember, whatever piece you don't want, just throw it away, because it makes no sense to put it into your cooking. Okay. Take out the stem from this side too. Okay. And we just repeat the process. Okay, so we have a quarter of an onion left. You don't need that bit. Okay. All of our onion is cut up. Just gonna add all of it to the plate here. Okay. Go and quickly wash my hands. And now I'm gonna grab the pan I'm gonna be using to cook everything. As well as the cover to it. This needs to be washed, so we're gonna put it in the sink. All right, and now we're gonna grab our oil. So here I have some organic extra virgin olive oil. This one's from Costco. You can also get it on Amazon. So we're gonna turn on our fan and we're gonna put our temperature to a medium high for now. We're gonna put in our oil, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. So I'm gonna need to add some more. About that should do it. Let's try to let this heat up for a bit. Make sure all the oil goes everywhere. We're gonna let that heat up, and then we're gonna put our onions in. I'm going to grab out the spatula I'm going to be using. I prefer wooden spatulas. That's just a preference. And there's an onion on the floor. I'm going to throw it into the trash. So yeah. So we're testing to see if the oil has heated up. It's going to take a bit because we just put it on the burner. And there, we don't need that. We don't need that one. Just looking for anything that looks out of the ordinary. Okay. We're going to start by putting a little bit. Okay, so none of the onions sizzled, so that means our temperature isn't like at the point where we want it. It's not high enough, so we'll wait a little bit. Slowly add the rest. We're going to add all of our onions on this. And once again, we only cut up one onion. And you're going to make it so you want all of it touching the bottom of your, like, have a flat layer of onions. And we're going to add some salt and pepper. We're going to do, oh, where did they go? Okay. We're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and 1/2 teaspoon, no, 1 teaspoon of salt. It needs to be a higher temperature, so I'm moving it up a bit. In the meantime, we're going to add our seasoning. And I have to look for one. It seems to be hidden. I'm going to put them on the cutting board in case I need to use them again. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of salt to our onions. The lid did not want to go back on. And let me see. I have to find where my other seasoning went. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Vegeta. Love this stuff, honestly. Let's see if it's open. It's not open. We're going to use Vegeta for our meat, but I'm just getting it ready. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, we're going to close it up for now. We're going to check on our onions here. We're going to move around the salt and black pepper. We want to do it around to the point where the onions are crystallized. Okay, because we have a lot of onions, I'm going to add a little bit more oil. Like around that much. And the oil, I'm just eyeballing, depending how big your pan is, will determine how much oil you need. You can always have 2 pans. And what I mean by that is the other one you can start cooking up your meat, but we're just doing it onions first, and then we'll take off the onions and cook up our meat. Okay. We'll sit there for a bit. I'll say roughly 2 minutes. A little bit. Meantime, I'm going to grab the salad that we're going to be using. And that is because I'm using one that I bought from the store. Now, you can also make your own salad, but I'm using one from the store. This one you can find Publix, Whole Foods, Jalasko, I think Target, I don't know. Target, yes, maybe Costco, I think they took it out. But what I'm using is the Mexican street corn, the chopped kit, but you can use whatever one you prefer. Okay. Onions are good. Let's let them cook for a little bit more. Just stirring it to see how cooked they are. Okay. I'm going to grab. Okay, so we have a minute left on our onions. I'm going to grab my mixing bowl that I'm going to be using for mixing the salad components. And I'm going to grab, honestly, I could use the knife to open it, or you could just use scissors. But since we have to wash this knife anyways, and we're going to use it to open our meat packet, we can use it to open this. Okay. Maybe it would have helped if I cut it all the way. Yep, that works better. Okay, we're about to take the onions off of our pan. Yeah. Off. Okay. We're going to move our onions back to the pan that they were on. We're going to lower our temperature just slightly. We're going to re-add oil to fill the base of our pan. And we're going to use the knife to open our package of meats. Okay, I'm going to take this bit. Throw that in our trash. Throw our knife away because it has touched raw. Okay, not throw your knife away. Put your knife into the sink because it touched raw meat. And now we're going to take our spatula and we're going to use it to help us maneuver the meat to the pan. And make sure you have like no onions on your spatula. Okay. We're going to make sure you're facing away. We're going to lower your temperature just a bit. Because oil is something where it will splash on you, so you gotta be careful. Okay. We're gonna add it to where it's not hot, just to make it easier for us. See, that is not what you want to do. Now I gotta clean that up. But you want to put your bowl in your sink as well because it has touch. Also, wash your hands at the moment. Okay, everything just got splashed on accident. We're gonna turn off this burner for now. Okay. Now that we've cleaned that up, we're gonna re-add it to here. We're gonna put it on a low heat, extremely low. I'm gonna wash this handle a bit. Where do my Clorox wipes go? Just gonna Clorox this real quick. Clorox over here. Take one more. We're gonna raise the heat just just a little bit so we can start cooking. And we're also gonna cut up our meat by going like this and just breaking it apart. Okay. Got a piece of meat sticking to the spatula here. Doesn't want to come off of it. That is not what I wanted to do. Okay. Raise the temperature just a little bit more. We're gonna take We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of this vegeta, and we're not gonna do anything else. We're just going to add this as our seasoning. Maybe 3. We're gonna do 3 just to get it everywhere. Because you can always add more, but it would be really hard to take it away. So we're just going to mix around the meat with the vegeta seasoning. Make sure it gets everywhere. And then we're going to add all of our onions that we've pre-cooked. And you should put this plate off to you should put it in your sink right away because it did have some raw meat touch it because of the spatula. But right now we're using it as like a place to put our spatula. So we'll put it in the sink right after we're done cooking. And now you want to mix in all your onions with your meat. And they're just going to sit in there until everything is no longer red or pink. And you got a nice brown color to your taco meat. So we're just going to let everything cook. In the meantime, we're going to come back to our salad making. So it does come with some packets here. Make sure you always have an eye on your meat cooking in the background. Be sure to check it frequently. Okay. We're going to leave the sauce for last just because that tends to get a little bit messy. Okay. And now we're going to add the sauce. Okay. You just want to get as much of it as you can out. We're going to lower the temperature on this just a little bit so the oil doesn't overflow. Okay. Now my hands are a bit messy here. So I'll just clean them off real quick. And now we'll check our meat real quick just to see how everything's going. Okay, there's still some red and pink bits, but most of it's getting there. So we're going to move the red and pink bits to the bottom of our pan as well as we could. So it can be right at the source of the heat. We're just going to chop it up a bit more to help it cook through. I like it to be well done. So yeah, you cook it to how you prefer your meat to be. Okay. We'll just let it cook there. And we're going to grab another spatula to mix it all around. Once again, using a wooden spatula, just because it's healthier for you. So yeah. Toss this around until everything looks mixed. Making sure every little bit. Okay. So now we've done the salad portion. We're going to grab a bowl that we're going to be eating out of. Before we add our salad, we're going to take some chips that I just got from the store today. Do about as much as that could fit in your fingers, and we're just going to take them and crunch them so they'll be at the bottom. So that's layer 1 of chips. Put the chips aside for a little bit while I'm checking on our meat, seeing the progress on that, how it's being cooked. And then you're going to add how much salad you're going to want. So I'm going to want that much. And we'll take a little bit of chips again. And I just grabbed 3 right here. And I do have the bite size, so keep that in mind. Add as much as you want. We're just going to add a little bit of chips to the top here, just a little bit. And then we're going to add the meat, and then you could use the chips as a spoon if you want. In the meantime, I'm going to get as much of this salad into our bowl here and move the spatula to the sink so it's ready to be washed. And then something I love about this bowl is that it comes with a lid, so everything just becomes fresh. You don't need to use a plastic wrap. If I can get it on all the way. And there, your salad is in there, or whatever else you would want in that mixing bowl. I'm just washing my hands once again here. Okay, we're gonna move the salad to the refrigerator. There we go. We're gonna check on our meats one more time. See how everything's progressing. We're going to let it go for about, I would say, 3. We're going to do 4 minutes just to make sure it cooks all the way through. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do a slight cleanup here, putting everything away. I'm going to grab a glass for me to drink right now. We're going to add our sour cherry syrup, and then we're going to add some water to it. Just do a nice amount of syrup. And then we're going to grab our water. Where did it go? So today I'm going to be drinking the Mountain Valley spring water. If I can get it open. Yes, I can. We'll just add as much as we want here. Awesome. Take off this. Put that here. You want to make sure your meat is fully cooked. Okay. And now we just wait for a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to close this. So it stays fresh. We still have 3 minutes on that. We're going to put the teaspoon and the 4th teaspoon into the sink. We're going to grab a fork as well. So we can use that right away. Still 3 minutes. Oh, we'll put away our olive oil. And yeah. So just 3 more minutes. Yeah. It's a good sour cherry to water ratio. Because sometimes it's like a hit or miss. But yeah. 2 minutes on the timer, 2 minutes. Let's see. But yeah, be sure to check the links below to get like the things you need for this. I'll probably add some more things later, so you might have to come back. Or honestly, just go to amazon.com/shop/The Life of Olivia Ritt. There's more stuff there if you don't see it down below in the links. I just haven't put all the links there yet because sometimes I don't quite remember what I'm going to be using until I'm actually doing the video. And we have our 1 minute reminder going right now. But if you also want, you can also have it with Hawaiian rolls on the side. But I probably would just have chips, or I might mix it a bit. So yeah. We're going to test to see how it's going here. Also, that the Yeta sauce, I use it when I cook chicken and when I cook soup. That's another thing. And it's just, in my opinion, good for when you're cooking any type of meat or any type of soup to use it. Actually, maybe not any type of soup. It depends what type of soup you're making to use it. But basically for any of them. Almost any of them, it will work. Because it's just a nice seasoning. It has multiple seasonings in one. So yeah. There's our timer, so we'll turn off our stove. We're just going to let the fan go a little bit more. But in the meantime, we're going to add our meat to our salad here to add to the taco-ness of our salad. Add as much meat as you want. You can always add more later. I'm just adding as much as I want at the moment. Okay. Put the spatula there, and we're going to move it to a place where it's not hot on the stove. And then we're going to close it up with the lid so it stays fresh. And we're going to turn off our fan. And now we have our taco salad. As easy as that. All it took literally 40 minutes, but that started from peeling the onion all the way to cooking our onions, to cooking our meat, to putting the onions in the meat, adding the seasoning, all that jazz, making our salad, prepping it. I would say that's pretty good, especially while in college or when you're on a tight schedule and you have homemade food that probably costs per serving cheaper than if you were to buy it at like Wendy's, because Wendy's does it too, and it's honestly probably better. So yeah. See y'all next time. If you did enjoy it, be sure to subscribe and check out my Amazon shop linked down below. We'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.